Hey everybody, it's Matt with Max Video, and today we are doing a cartoon review. I say cartoon, not anime, for a reason, because this is Western cartoon. This isn't an anime. This is a classic that they have brought back from the grave, and all the 90s kids rejoice, and it's just beautiful, and I love it. The show we're talking about today is Samurai Jack. Now, Samurai Jack, it stopped airing in the early 2000s. I think it was like 2012, 2002. I mean, so it's been a good long while. No, it's 2005. Oh, it's been 12 years. So yeah, if I'm wrong, let me know. But and it didn't end on a good note. It ended with Jack losing, and that kind of threw a lot of people off. It didn't give a satisfying ending. And you could tell that wasn't the ending that the creators wanted. So, and when the show itself was on, it didn't have a big following. It wasn't until later on that it got its following, like a lot of cult classics. So now that it had this big following, everybody loved it. It was a beautiful show. It was ahead of its time on the art style it went for, on the way it told its story. It was funny but dark at the same time. So a lot of people found it and fell in love with it. Well, so they brought it back for one final season. This is supposed to be the ending to it. Everything's supposed to wrap itself up in this 5th season. So let's talk about it. I watched episode 1. So this is technically a first impressions, but not really, since I watched Samurai Jack a lot. Granted, I don't remember everything because, like I said, it's been a minute. And I wanted to watch everything before it aired, but time slipped up on me and I kind of lost track of it. So, instead, we're going to be just discussing this episode in itself. So, this episode is 50 years in the future after the events of the final episode of Season 4. So, 50 years has passed, but Jack hasn't aged. Once Aku destroyed all the portals to the past, Jack kind of gave up hope on ever getting back to the past. He lost his sword, so he's kind of in this lost place. When the episode opens, you see these two people trying to escape from a city. A bunch of these spider bots come to try to get them back, and you just see this guy ride up on a motorcycle with a giant samurai helmet and a samurai mask. And at first you think to yourself, this can't be Jack. Jack doesn't dress like this. This isn't Jack's style. Then you realize it is Jack. He's on a motorcycle. He's a gun-slinging, spear-throwing, bow-using crazy man. So he wipes out these spiders and drives off in the distance. Then you kind of realize later on he's kind of having some PTSD about this whole thing. He is having some major flashbacks. He gets these flashbacks of his father and his mother and all the people from the past that he's trying to save. And you realize he's going through a rough time. Then he runs into the character that brought back the humor that I love so much about this series, and that is the Scat Man. This guy he's one of Aku's assassin, Aku's favorite assassin, and he controls everything through music. He has a magic flute that he plays, and he can create these golem creatures, these rock golems, and he can also scat, which is that style of singing. He can do that, and He can control his weapons using that. He has a tuning fork sword kind of thing to where if he hits, whatever he hits with the sword, the acoustics and the vibrations destroy it. Could be metal, could be rock, doesn't matter, it destroys it. Jack eventually defeats him by using his own tricks against him. He was about to blow up Jack's knife with his acoustic sword, and Jack just threw the knife in his face and blew up in his face. And he killed him with his own sword. So, behind all of this is kind of a darker story in the background. The daughters of Aku, you see 7 girls be born by one of the disciples, and they instantly from birth train these girls to destroy Jack. And it is crazy. You have one, I think her name was Akusa, or Azula, or something along those lines. She's kind of the one you focus on out of all the sisters. Like I said, there's 7 of them. But this is the one that she finds light in a cave, and she goes and looks, sees the outside world for the first time, and she's punished for it. But eventually she trains and becomes like this bad A warrior, one of the strongest of the sisters. And at the end of it, you've seen them grow up to be, I would say, teenagers at this point. I'm not sure exactly what the time lapse was, but they go out to defeat Jack, and that's the ending of the episode, is on that note. Overall, this episode captured a lot of what Jack was and brings some new things to the playing field. Like, you have Jack having guns, having, a motorcycle. He's grown his beard out. He's long mane of hair. It's a different Jack than what we know, but it's the same Jack that we know in the fact that he fights for good. The art style is very, very similar to the old art style. You can tell it's been updated a little bit. It looks cleaner, it looks crisper, but it's the style that we're used to. It's nothing out there. I was kind of worried when I first saw the posters for it, there was going to be a different art style because Jack looked so different. So I was worried about that, but it looks wonderful. It looks very similar, if not the exact same. They brought back the original ending theme from the original, and that made me so happy. When I heard it, I was like, yay, it's back. So, it's, like I said, it's new, but it's not. And also, they kind of make it to where, if you haven't watched all of the originals, you're not too hindered by it. That's kind of how Jack was. Jack was one of those shows that you didn't have to watch every single episode to catch everything. It was a linear storyline, but it wasn't, continuous. You could watch an episode, skip 5, watch that episode, and skip a season and watch that episode, and you wouldn't be too thrown off. You might miss a few little tidbits here and there, but it wasn't anything crazy. So, I'm excited to see what this season has in store. I want to say there's 12 episodes in the making. Could be wrong, could be more. Who knows? Could be 25. It was one of these shows that you never know. Cartoon Network was famous about that. You never knew how many episodes were in the make. But according to some of the Reddit posts I've seen, it's supposed to be 12 episodes. I don't know. That seems very anime of them. But who knows? So, Anyway, that's all for me on today's episode, guys. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you'd like me to review each of the episodes as they come out. I would love to. I love this show so much. And I'm so excited for it. So let me know if you want to do that. I will, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. I'll have a bubble up here for it. And I'll also have probably one of my later videos or a playlist or something up in this corner. So, yeah, check those out. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.